What's going on, everybody? Real Estate Randy here, and this is going to be a little bit different for the Below Average Hoopers channel. My boy Devin's not here with me today, and it's because I specifically asked him not to be because I wanted to do a video that's been like it took me a minute to do this video, and I wanted to make sure that everybody knows that these are my views, not his. Okay, I'm going to be talking about the Kyrie Irving situation. Okay, because this shit that's been going on is really starting to irritate the piss out of me, and I just don't understand. So I went on a mission to find out what did Kyrie Irving actually say or do that was anti-Semitic. Okay. And I was looking it up, man. And I couldn't find shit. I'm gonna be honest. I couldn't find anything that he actually said or did. Here's a little timeline. What did Kyrie actually say or did? And did. Okay. He posted a link of a movie to Hebrews to Negroes. All right. And people was like, what the fuck? Why are you doing that? What's the meaning behind this? Okay. So then he did a press conference on October 29th. And he explained to you exactly why he posted this shit. Because in his post, it was just a post. It wasn't no quotes. It wasn't no hashtags. It was no nothing. He just posted it. And he explained to you that he did a research looking up his name, and he found out his name meant, I can't remember what he said, Inwa or something like that. And then he searched that meaning of that up, and this movie popped up. So he posted it, watched it. And they asked him about the anti-Semitism in this movie, and he responded, I am not a divisive person when it comes to religion. I embrace all walks of life. You see it in all my platforms. I talk to all races, all cultures, all religions, and my response would be it's not about educating yourself on what Semitism is, what anti Semitism is. It's really about learning the root words of where these come from and understanding that this is an African heritage. Excuse me. What was anti Semitic about that? What was, I don't understand. He explains it to you. Later on in that press conference, they asked him again, why won't you denounce anti-Semitism? And Kyrie gets frustrated because he literally did it at the beginning of the damn fucking interview. I am not a divisive person when it comes to religion. I embrace all walks of life. That right there tells you he does not agree with anti-Semitism. He does not agree with anything that's negative towards Muslim people, gay people, all walks of life. He covered everything under one umbrella, but they just didn't like the answer. They wanted to say, I'm not anti-Semitic. He said it already. Those reporters were acting like females. It's not what you said, it's how you said it. Like, he said it already. Move on. I get why he's frustrated. I understand. I hate when I have to repeat myself because I didn't answer the way you like the answer. I answered it. All right. November 2nd, he goes and makes a statement. I am aware of the negative impact of my post towards the Jewish community, and I take responsibility. I do not believe everything said in that documentary was true or reflects my morals and principles. So he clarified some more for you. But keep in mind, in that first initial interview, he said, just because I post something don't mean I agree with everything. He said that. But now he told you even clearer. November 3rd, he came back. To all my Jewish families and communities that are hurt and affected from my post, I am deeply sorry to have caused you pain, and I apologize. I initially reacted out of emotion for being unjustly labeled as anti-Semitic, which he was, instead of focusing on the healing process of my Jewish brothers and sisters that were hurt from the hateful remarks made in this documentary. All right, now, from my understanding, since doing my research on this, he has rescinded that apology. Typically, I think a reporter asked him about it being apologetic or something, and he said, what do I have to apologize for? And technically he's absolutely correct because he said nothing anti-Semitic and he did not do anything anti-Semitic. Okay, my opinion. So now he gets suspended and he gets a punishment list. All right, he gets things he must do to return to the Nets: apologize and condemn the movie, $500,000 donation to anti-hate causes, sensitivity training, anti-Semitic training, meet with ADL, Jewish leaders, meet with Joe, I don't know how to say his last name, side to demonstrate understanding. Okay, you got a list for what he has to do in order for him to continue to live his life normally. Now, I just have a question. Is this what we do to all the celebrities who say some fucked up shit or do some fucked up shit towards a specific group of people, whether it be the gay community, the black community, the Asian community, Jewish community? Like, we do this across the board. This is what we always have done. We make everybody go through this process. I was wondering that. So I did some research. Okay? I did some research. White celebrities doing and saying racist shit. Now you can Google white celebrities doing racist stuff or whatever, and there's gonna be a trove of people that pop up. I just picked 12. Okay. Riley Cooper, Eagles wide receiver in the 2010s. In 2013, a videotape he was calling a black security guard a nigger and said, "I will fight all you niggas." His punishment, he had an undisclosed fine to the NFL, which I find weird, because usually when it's like a social justice issue and the NFL or any sports league fines them, they're like bragging about how much they fine them, because they're like, "I want you to know we made his pockets hurt." But for some reason, this was undisclosed, which makes me think the opposite. Would you fine him $1,000? I mean, this is all speculation. I don't know, but that just a question. Like, why wouldn't you disclose it? He had to apologize. He did sensitivity training, but he was never suspended. Okay, so now you have a video of a man actually committing a bigoted act towards another group of people, black people, actually committing it. He don't get suspended. He ain't got to meet with black leaders. He ain't got to talk to Al Sharpton to make sure and explain his understanding of the situation and why he was wrong. He just apologized, had to take sensitivity training. Okay. Bob McNair, late owner of Houston Texans, in 2017, he said that we cannot let the inmates run the prison, when the correct phrase is we cannot let the inmates run the asylum. His punishment was an apology, which he later took back. 1 year later, said, "Nah, fuck that. I ain't apologizing for shit. Y'all know what I meant." Yeah, we know what you meant. You look at the NFL like you do the prison system. Black men are 5 times more likely to be incarcerated, even though we make up less than 20% of the population, who are around 20% of the population. We represent a third of the population of the prison system. The math just don't add up. That could be rooted in the fact that apples to apples, black and white men commit the same crime, have the same back history. Black man gets more prison time than a white man. Could be rooted in that. But that's the way this motherfucker views the NFL, because the NFL is predominantly black men. That's how he views it. So he ain't taking shit back, because you know what he meant. Ted Danson, actor, 1993, appeared in blackface and used the N-word a bunch of times at the roast of his then girlfriend, Whoopi Goldberg. Whoopi Goldberg does defend him. His punishment, he had no punishment. He didn't have to apologize or nothing, because his black girlfriend explained that there was no racist intent behind it. It was just a skit. Okay, I can accept that. But Kyrie Irving also explained the reason why he shared it had nothing to do with Holocaust denying or anything like that. It had literally to do with the fact that finding out and sharing with your black community that Judaism is a part of African culture. There's no anti-Semitic thing behind that, unless you got a problem with him saying that the original Israelites were black. Then that might be a bigoted problem for you, because you don't like the idea of that. And just in case, I know there's a group of people, I can't remember what they were called, but Eastern European people that converted to Judaism, and the speculation is that they now claim to be the original Israelites, even in trying to erase the fact that the Israelites were black or whatever. Even if you subscribe to that, he never said that's what you are. He never even mentioned that. So if you automatically assume, because you're a white Jewish person and he was talking about Jewish being African descendants, that he said now you can't be one of the original Israelites, that's on you. Because I can show you anecdotally how quick black people can turn white. In my family, 3 generations. My dad is a dark-skinned black man. His mom and dad are black. My mom is German, so she's white. I'm red bone, light skinned, whatever you want to call it. My son's mom is white, all different types of whites. I'm half black and half white. My son is a white kid. He got a tan, but he's white. 3 generations. So just because you're not black does not mean he's saying that you cannot be original Israelite, part of the original 12 families. That's not what he said. If you took it that way, maybe it's bigotry on your part because you don't like the idea of it being black people first. Maybe that's on you. I don't know. So I don't think he needed to apologize for that. But whatever. He did. Julianne Hough, dancer, actor, 2013, wore blackface for Halloween. She dressed as Crazy Eyes from the Orange is the New Black. Her punishment was an IG apology. That's it. That's all she had to do was apologize. I'm sorry, my bad. That was it's insensitive. Shouldn't have done it. Sean Dawson, you might not know him as a YouTube creator with 23 million subscribers at the time, did blackface in his own words. He said, I did blackface a lot and used the N-word. His punishment, he apologized in 2020, but he still, to this day, has 19 million subscribers and making that YouTube money. All he did was apologize. Lon De Lesseps, I don't know how to say her name. She's from Desperate Housewives from New York. She dressed up as blackface in Halloween as Diana Ross. Her punishment was she just needed to apologize, but she claims she just wore bronzer like she always does. But my question is, if you wear bronzer all the time and you're always being recorded, then people would have seen you that dark before, but all of a sudden you were a little darker. So that means to me you use a little bit more bronzer. She just had to apologize. Jimmy Kimmel, actor, TV host, did blackface on The Man Show for a skit that he wrote and used the N-word repeatedly. His punishment, he apologized. He wrote the skit. Now, there's other actors and stuff I could have added in here, but there's some instances that they didn't write the skits or whatever, and they just did their role, which is still fucked up, but it's not on them. There's also an actor who was on stage with somebody else doing blackface. They didn't like the shit, but they did it anyways. I didn't put them on there, and that's basically the same shit that happens with Kyrie right now. He didn't do anything anti-Semitic, but the thing that he was tied to had anti-Semitic in it. And people are pissed about that and making him apologize for other people's shit. Tina Fey, Robert Carlock, writers of 30 Rock, very successful show, wrote in blackface characters into multiple episodes. Their punishment was they just apologized. And the show kept going on. Sarah Silverman, comedian, did a blackface skit when she wrote it about is it tougher being black or Jew for a sketch comedy show, the Sarah Silverman program. Punishment, she just apologized. It's crazy, right? And now, these 9 people, man, I don't have no issues with these people at all. I don't think they're bad people. I think they just did some dumb shit. That's it. These last 3, I think they're bad people. I think they're terrible pieces of shit. I just want that on record, just for no reason. Don Imus, radio talk show host, college game day announcer in 2007, called the women's Rucker basketball team nappy-headed hoes. His punishment, he had to apologize, and he was fired in April, but defended himself by saying, well, they use hoe in rap songs all the time. That sounds like some dumbass, racist white man, old man shit. But he was back on the air in that December and signed a 5-year, $40 million contract. All he did was apologize, but made a stupid-ass excuse for why he called him a hoe. Rush Limbaugh, radio host, 1970s, told a black caller, take that bone out of your nose and call me back. 2004, said it's time to get rid of the whole National Basketball Association, call it the TBA, the Thug Basketball Association, and stop calling them teams, call them gangs. 2007, he would repeatedly air the song Barack the Magic Negro and continue to call Barack Obama the Magic Negro. His punishment, I could not find any apology or any backlash for these incidences. And plus, there were more racist incidences that he's had throughout his entire career. I did find one instance where he got kind of backlash for calling a woman a hoe because she was trying to get, I think, contraceptives and put into like health plans or some shit, and he called her a hoe. He got a little bit of backlash like that, but he continued to keep making his money. Howard Stern, radio host, 1993, did blackface and used the N-word. Punishment, never really ever apologized. Just said, I won't do it anymore. I won't do it again. I was just trying to be famous. So I did the most outlandish shit. Okay. Look, This right here is a perfect example of we pick and choose when we want to protect the community. There's certain communities that you can get away with bashing them, saying fucked up shit to them, causing them repeated trauma and pain. And all you have to do is say, my bad, didn't mean it, my fault, and we move on. It's crazy. People want to say that, oh, because he posted, he supports everything about it. And I'm just thinking about this logically, okay? People want to say because he posted, he supports everything about it. People want to say that him posting it made Jewish people relive these traumas. I can get that. I can understand that. But let me ask you a question. This summer there was a docu-series. I think it was a series, might have been a movie. I didn't watch it. That was super fucking popular. Everybody and their mama watched it. Everybody and their mama posted about it. And it was the docu-series about Jeffrey Dahmer. Now, everybody posted it. Everybody watched it. Did anybody go call any of these people, oh, you agree with serial killers? You agree with cannibals? You agree that it's okay to kill and mutilate gay people? No one said that shit. It was just entertainment. People watched it because they wanted to know more about the story, because a lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't know everything about Jeffrey Dahmer's situation. So they just wanted to know more. They wanted to get more knowledge on it. Nobody's saying all these people agreed with all the things that the man did, but you watched it and you posted. Guess what? Motherfuckers dressed up as Jeffrey Dahmer for Halloween. Motherfuckers are doing skits right now as Jeffrey Dahmer. But you're not asking, hey, are you saying that you agree with everything that he did? No one's asking that shit. And then talking about the thing about making the Jewish people relive these traumas. What about the victims from Jeffrey Dahmer? What about the families of those victims? You made a fucking TV show, and these families had to relive these traumas. And let's be honest, generations removed from the actual victims is a lot closer to these Jeffrey Dahmer murders. And that's not negating anybody's pain or hurt. That's not. I'm not doing that. I hate when people do that shit about slavery and shit, trying to negate that black people still can feel that pain about when they find out ancestors that were enslaved and some of the trials and tribulations they had to go through. So I'm not negating that. But I'm just saying, if you're going to use the argument of you made Jewish people relive their hurt and their pain, so did the Jeffrey Dahmer documentary. Their kids, their parents are still alive. Their boyfriends, girlfriends, wives, whatever the situation be, anybody that's directly connected to any of those victims, they had to relive that trauma because we wanted to make an entertaining piece for people to learn and watch and enjoy. But that's okay. That's perfectly fine. The majority of Jeffrey Dahmer's victims were minorities. And once again, we have determined and established that as long as you punch down at minorities, the consequences ain't as heavy. That's all I'm saying. Jay Williams said something on his IG post that rings true. It rings true. He said that what they're doing to Kyrie is like the shit they used to do in slave times when they buck breaking. For those of y'all who don't know what that is, that's basically when they take the biggest and baddest black man on that plantation, parade him around in front of all the other slaves, and they beat the shit out of him in front of his kids, in front of his wife, siblings, parents, beat the shit out of him. And then sometimes they even, can't say the word because it's YouTube, I'll say atomize. You can add an S in front of that and figure that out. And then go as far as even grape them in front of their wife, their kids, their family, to emasculate him, to make him feel less than, to make every one of these other Negroes know that I'm your master. And this shit right here, number 6, this shit right here, that's exactly what the fuck that is right there. He needs to go meet with another fucking man. A grown-ass man needs to meet with another man and explain to him that he understands. That's the shit we do with our kids. That's the shit we do with our kids when they're young. Now tell me what you did wrong, son. Do you know why that was wrong? Do you know how your decisions can affect other people? That's what you do to your kids, not to a grown-ass man. That's bullshit. None of these other people had to do any of that shit. They ain't meet with no black community leaders. They ain't have to donate to anti-hate causes. They didn't have to talk to Al Sharpton and tell them why they understand why they did wrong. None of them. Only Kyrie got to do that shit. Now, where's the accountability for these people? Where's the outrage and anger for these people? Amazon, Audible. Where is all this outrage going at Jeff Bezos talking about we need to sit down with Jewish leaders and you need to explain why you understand it's wrong? Where is it? Audible. I don't know who owns Audible, but them too. Where is it at? They still selling it. Amazon making a killing right now for that movie. You gotta rent that off of Prime. They're getting paid right now off of anti-Semitism. Now, I'm gonna let it be known. I don't think it should be taken off. I don't think anybody should be mad at Amazon or anything like that because this is America, right? People put out false information all the fucking time. It's up to you to listen to it. It's up to you to watch it. It's a streaming service. If we take this off, they can take off something else, and then they can take off something else until we get to the point where we're just like China, and they control what you watch, they control what you see, and you're only fed the narrative that they want you to know. So, I don't think they should take it off. And I'm also going to say, I am not anti-Semitic. I don't agree with a lot of the shit that was in that movie. I didn't get to watch the movie. I just read the Cliff Notes. I don't agree with a lot of that shit. I think some of that shit just crazy to me. But it is what it is. And if you try to fucking boycott that and stop all that, then what's the next thing? What's the next thing they're gonna stop? What's the next thing they're gonna try to control? That's all I'm saying with that. At this point, man, we gotta have better understanding. Honestly, we just need to understand better. Not everything everybody does is out of hate. Sometimes it's just misunderstandings. And we need to be open to listen to their explanation and not just require a specific explanation that's going to make you feel better. We got to use our brains, people. We got to use our fucking brains. I am not a divisive person when it comes to religion. I embrace all walks of life. You see it on all of my platforms. I talk to all races, all cultures, all religions. And my response would be, it's not about educating yourself on what Semitism is, what anti-Semitism is. It's really about learning the root words of where these come from and understanding that this is an African heritage. He said it right there. He's not anti-Semitic. He said it right there. You just didn't want to digest it the way that he put it out there for you. He didn't like the way you didn't like the way he prepared the meal. But he said it right there. Let's stop this shit, man. This is crazy. If you are offended by what him posting that, I'm sorry you're offended. But it's also your responsibility as the offended party to get an understanding of why he did what he did, not just assume that he did it because of what you're thinking of. All you can take him by is what he says, by his word. You can view his actions. Has he ever shown any actions that shown any anti-Semitic behaviors? So if his word says that no, I didn't post it because of the anti-Semitic views in this movie. I just thought it was interesting the fact that, hey, come to find out that, it's possible that the Israelites were black people. And there's in the text alone, in the New and Old Testaments, there is many fucking references where they talk about them being darker skinned. So it's not far-fetched. This could be possibly true. So I don't know, man. It's a crying shame. This is stupid. They're blowing shit up. They're making things. I don't know. I just wish people would just take time to actually listen to what other people are saying. But we are in this time where we're just offended by the changing of the wind. We're offended by it. The wind changes direction. I'm like, oh my God, how dare you change direction? I combed my hair this direction because the wind was going this direction. Now you changed the direction of the wind. I'm offended. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. I don't know. That's all I have to say. I'm sorry I went on this little rant. I know this isn't typical of what we put on this channel. I know we're a small channel, you know, and we're just figuring out our way and shit, but there's certain things I can't be quiet about. And like I said, these are my views. These are in no way, shape, or form uh Devin's views. This is just the way that I see it. So if you have an issue or problem with anything I said, it was me, not Devin. Don't go after Devin, okay? I hope y'all have a great day, man. And let's just do better.